94. How are we all going? My name is Isabella and I will be your host for today's program. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. Let me share my screen. Alrighty. So everyone, I'd like to share quickly that today is a really special day in Vietnam. So it's the Founders Day for our military in Vietnam. So I'd like to send love and support to all of our, for those who serve in our military. I hope them success. I hope them good health and peace. And I like to send my gratitude towards these really hardworking people to make sure that our life is safe. So I like to quote, I like to share a really nice quote from Steve Jobs, right? So he once said that the most expensive bed is actually the hospital bed, right? And we can't really pay anyone to carry the health condition, the health issues for us. And so the point of this is that we should really take care of our health. We take care of ourselves, and we should care for others as well. And we know that he lost his life to cancer, but he left us with really, really meaningful knowledge. And so before we start the live stream, I'd like to stress that we are living in quite a chaotic period right now with the pandemic. And so we encourage everyone to, take care of yourself, and together we can get through this pandemic. And so today we will come to a really emotional, really interesting story from Mr. Bao and Mrs. Doai from Nguyen Province in Vietnam. So let's hear their story. Hello everyone. Hello, Mr. Lee. Hello everyone who's working behind the scene, and also for everyone who's listening to this live stream. Let me introduce myself. So my name is Doai, and I am a formal teacher in Nguyen Province of Vietnam. I'm 64 years old. And so the reason that I know about NLG is actually thanks to one of my friends. And we actually went to the same school. And then one day she said to me, do you care about health at all? Are you interested to know more about how to take care of your health? Well, go and check out NLG. And so then me and my husband go and have a look to see what it is about, because we're very, very interested to improve our health. And then when we first get into it, we heard of a story by Mr. Long. And so me and my husband listened to an entire story of his. And then immediately we received energy from Mr. Lee that day. And then since then, we always waited for the 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. time slot every day to receive energy. And then we're able to register into class 1 alongside with receiving energy from Mr. Lee. So on the 23rd of September, I was able to complete class 2. And then right after that, when I practiced the formulas, I started to feel energy coming into my body. And so I'm very, very happy that I can finally feel the energy. And I told my husband about that. And so we then keep practicing using the class 2 formula. And I've got to tell you, I am a mother to 2 children with really serious blood conditions. And then bone and joint condition as well, I got those. And then, soreness on my shoulders and neck. And so I go through multiple hospital, gone through multiple treatments, taking different medication for it. And, I have been on and off with medication because it gives me side effects. So my hands and legs just like keep swelling up. So, and then my husband as well, he was diagnosed with multiple disorders. Some say it's a mild stroke, and then some say it's to do with his nerves. And then as well as heart conditions. And so after 10 days of practicing NLG, I experienced great improvement. And but then I didn't dare to really say it to my husband about my improvement because I couldn't really believe that just after 10 days that I can experience such transformation. And then I looked to my husband, and then he seems to be silenced as well. And then it turns out that he was experiencing the same improvement with his health, but both of us was in disbelief, and we couldn't, and so that's why we didn't share with each other. And then when we finally opened up to each other about our health improvement, we were amazed. In September, the pandemic has gotten quite serious, and so we couldn't go to hospital to get our heart check. And so when we finally get our appointment with the doctor and get my husband's heart examination, the doctor said that he was fine. And so then we went for another check and the same result was obtained. And that's a hospital in Nguyen province. And so we then would like to get another examination because we couldn't believe it. And so we went to a bigger hospital, and my husband's condition was fine and he was on fewer medication than he was before. And then recently we went to have another checkup and his condition got much, much better. And so now he's on very few medication. But the most important thing is that we can tell that he is a lot better, he's a lot happier, he seems more lively. Please excuse me a little bit. I think your story, it's so heartwarming, so emotional. And so can I just borrow about 30 seconds from you so that I can tell everyone who's listening to share this live stream to their Facebook page so that everyone will be able to listen to this really amazing and emotional and inspiring story from Mrs. Doai, who lives in Nguyen province of Vietnam, who come to share her true story about her health transformation, you know, with just 10 days of practicing NLG from someone, from a patient, you know, from someone with a mild stroke, was able to experience improvement. And so I think this is really inspiring for our community and really encouraging for people who are suffering the same condition to have a chance. So please, everyone, please share these live stream on Facebook, on YouTube, so that this amazing story can be shared to a lot more people around the globe. So my apology for the interruption. Please go on. So in my case, with the nerve condition, I can tell that improved by so much. And so I continue to practice using the class 2 formulas. And as you know, as I've said before, I have conditions of soreness on my shoulders and neck. But then after practicing NLG, I can tell that my arms are not as steep. And so it's able to be more, you know, relaxed. So all of the muscle or all of the nerve there is more relaxing. And so, yep, let me just show you my hands now. And I was able to also improve my sleep. Previously, my children had to give me medication for me to sleep, but then now I don't even have to take it anymore. And, with the conditions that I got, relating to the nerve and also women of my age who no longer experience menstruation, it's really painful. I got through a lot of pain, especially when I think about it. And so through NLG, I no longer have to suffer those pain. And I'm pretty emotional now talking about it. All of these condition and then loss of sleep, and also I have to urinate a lot during the night, but I no longer have to do it now, and I can just sleep until the morning. And then I also feel like my mental state, I feel like a young adult rather than someone of my age. I feel happier. I'm able to wake up in the morning fresh, and I can get up straight away without having to, lying on bed. And so I'm so delighted with my transformation. And so the one thing that I wish is that Mr. Lee, somehow can spread this knowledge, this technique around the world for more people to be benefited. And I like to tell everyone that, this supporting technique, it's very easy. It's very simple to understand, very simple to learn. And the practice, it's not long at all. It's not time consuming. And, we know that in class 3, the self-healing formulas is even shorter. It's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, so like for example, the other day, I got allergy from a butterfly. And so I do self-healing. And just for 2 days, you can see my skin now. And so, previously I have dermatitis. And then I was using a medication for it, but then it didn't work. And then I ended up with blotchy, dark skin spot. But then I use NLG self-healing. And so now you can see my skin now. I don't actually have very good skin, but you can see now that it has improved by quite a lot. So I can tell that there's a lot of changes within myself, and I cannot express my gratitude enough for Mr. Lee for working so hard to share these amazing energy technique with everyone around the world. So I think that for those of us who are energy practitioners, we need to be very determined with our practice. So on one hand, we have morals, and on the other hand, we have the 5 forms of love, and we hold on to those so that we can be benefited and we see miraculous things. And so, I actually tell my husband, is it because I'm a kinder teacher and because I love kids that I can see that when I'm sick, I can see such great improvement that energy can bring about? And there's another condition that I got relating to bone and joints, so specifically in my knees. and it's very painful. But now I can go up and down the stair, and actually running up and down the stair, and I feel fine. So throughout my journey with NLG, I feel like I'm very lucky in the sense that I'm able to complete it class 3. So both me and my husband. And so I tell my friends and my colleagues, and I got more than 10 people to join me. And I really like this technique because Mr. Lee said that we need to put morals above everything. And then it teaches to regulate ourselves and to behave in ways that are more loving, that are more considerate. And hopefully we will end up with good health to go through this pandemic. And please remember to adhere to medical regulations. So that we can take care of ourselves and our community. So I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Lee, the volunteering and the organising committee, because they've worked really, really hard to bring NLG to us so that we can have good health. And also things around us like, plant and everything can also be benefited. So please practice consistently, adequately and accurately, as Mr. Lee have said, because I see me and my husband as someone who practice very consistently and have seen a lot of good outcomes. So thank you so much for sharing your story. I think a lot of people were touched today by your story. And I feel like a lot of people would be happy to contact you to learn from you, to learn about your sharing and your journey with NLG. So would it be okay if you share your phone number with the community? Okay, so everyone, so now so Mrs. Doai has very kindly given us her contact number if anyone's interested to know more about her story. And Mrs. Dai, I can see on your face that you're full of happiness, you're full of kindness, and we hope to hear your story a little bit later. So with the purpose of spreading love and peace to everyone around the world. So now we will hear our NLG disclaimer videos to understand better about NLG. Currently, with the evidence-based benefits from the energy method demonstrated by thousands of testimonials who have tremendously improved their health by practicing NLG, we'd like to announce our message and disclaimers as follows. The energy community of practitioners has been growing rapidly, covering 50 countries in the world. The energy method has been taught in Vietnamese, English, and Spanish, and in the near future, it will be taught in other languages. Energy is not a political organization, neither it is a pyramid scheme company. In the contrary, it is a practice-based science with the sole purpose of preventing illnesses and supporting the healing process, expanding morals and love values in accordance with the cultural traditions of Vietnamese people and other peoples in the world. When some individuals or organizations announce that energy is mobilizing forces to rebel against a political party, causing harm to national security, this is totally counterfactual and baseless. NLG is a non-profit organization with its sole purpose of bringing health benefits to the people. It totally does not pursue any economical or political goal. NLG does not collect any tuition other than selling its book at $7 per piece at practitioners' buying intent. NLG encourages its practitioners to show their love for their country through their social and community responsibility. Practicing NLG will help cut down crimes, especially violence, because it encourages its practitioners to practice their morality and love within their community. NLG is accompanying the world in its fight against the pandemic, supporting government's solution, and encourages its practitioners to conform to the health and pandemic protocols announced by the Ministry of Health. While awaiting on further scientific researches and assessment by professionals on NLG benefits for preventing diseases and healing illnesses, NLG suggests its practitioners to still consult their physician to have proper diagnosis relating to their health problem. Do understand that NLG is a healing support method and not an alternative to other medical treatments. When practitioners have not followed through or practiced the NLG method properly or have lost their connection to the method, the expected healing results might not be as desirable. NLG is not a religion, neither it is a meeting ground for spiritual and ritual activities. NLG does not suggest or advise its practitioners to give up or join any religion. NLG's working principle is based on morality and the 5 forms of love. NLG works on open social media forums anyone can follow and join. NLG does not organize any other activities other than sharing knowledge and healing experiences by its practitioners and the patients. NLG does not intend to gather or cause social unrest because the nature of this method is the solitary practice at home by its practitioners to enhance the immune system. NLG encourages its practitioners to openly share this message to their community. NLG kindly requests the relating government agencies to conduct their own research to have an assessment on the efficiency of preventing and supporting healing using this method, hence announcing the conclusion and advice to society in order to expand peace and love. Okay, so now we will come to our daily transmission from Mr. Lee. So let's just relax, get into a comfortable position. Let's welcome Mr. Lee to the screen first. Okay. So hello, everyone. So we only have a few seconds until we receive energy. And so Mrs. Bai, we will hear your story a little bit later, okay? Okay, so let's relax and receive energy from Mr. Lee. Okay, so that's it, everyone. Hello, Mrs. Doai. Hello, Mr. Lee. Okay, so Mrs. Doai today has shared a really inspiring story to us. And I really think it's a really valuable sharing, especially during this festive season at the end of the year. So it's about the transformation of her own health and also of her husband's condition. Hello, Mr. Lee. Hello. Um, I cannot tell you how grateful I am, and I'm quite emotional talking about it because I experienced so many different conditions and issues. So I have a lot of issues myself, and then my husband, and then a mother to two children. They also have multiple issues, so blood diseases. And for a while, I thought that we would just end up with paralysis, unable to walk. But after doing NLG, I'm able to walk around. But very luckily, me and my husband recently has completed class 3. And in the case of my husband, he was diagnosed with mild stroke, conditions with his nerves. His mouth is distorted and numb. And then we come to NLG, and we have to say that it's so miraculous. And I'm so grateful to you, Mr. Lee. And, both me and my husband are former teachers. And for myself, I used to be a kindergarten teacher, and then I switched to assisting children with special needs. And so, for NLG, for the NLG family, and for you, Mr. Lee, I cannot say my gratitude enough. And I can tell that you've been working hard, and all of this is so, so difficult sometimes. But please keep going, keep trying. Because our health is the priority. And so I hope that your love for Vietnamese and for every country around the world can be expanded greater. Because I know that your technique can be quite new to a lot of people. Like let's say previously, our mobile phone, previously we're okay with a really old-fashioned mobile phone. There's no colors, the colorless version. And now we're all using a smartphone. And I understand that this technique can be very new, can be very novel to a lot of people. And so they might not believe about this at first. And even in my case, just after 10 days of practicing NLG, I can already see improvements. And I couldn't believe it myself. But now that I can see the outcome so clearly, and previously I have dermatitis and I use a skin medication, and it didn't improve, and I ended up with a lot blotchy spots. And so I use NLG instead. And like recently I got allergy from butterfly, and I also use self-healing, and I was fine. So I feel very, very lucky that I'm able to meet you today, to talk to you today, to share my story with the community. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Thank you, and congratulations to you and your husband for achieving these outcomes, through your diligent practice. And with my daily, twice a day energy transmission, I cannot give you the answer straight away about how all of these things can be operated, because on the screen you only see me, but behind me there's so many people who are involved to make this all happen, and they also work very hard, and so it's also depends on them as well. And so in our following supporting sessions, I'd like everyone to give us feedback on how we can do it better. Every one of us working behind the scene as well. So I'd like to wish you all the best. I wish you a safe and happy holiday season. And I wish everyone who's in the organising and volunteering committee, everyone is working behind the scene, happiness and health. And, as you said, you need to practice accurately, adequately, consistently. We can't cheat when it comes to practicing NLG, because, for me in particular, every day I feel like it's a new life for me. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, I really like to say thank you. And I hope that when you go back to Vietnam, we like to welcome you to our place. And, for everyone who's working behind the scene, I know this is super hard work for you all, but please keep going so that this amazing technique can be shared with us and with people all around the world. So thank you all very much. Thank you. So thank you very much, Mrs. Doai, and I hope that you can experience even more improvement for your health. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Dai, for sharing. And from what we know today in Mrs. Dai's family, there's a wedding. And so that's why Mr. Bao has been quite busy with that schedule. So he can't really join us today, but once again, we'd like to thank you and your family for joining us. And we've also shared Mrs. Dai's phone number for everyone who would like to contact her. So, in today's live stream, it's quite special because we are reaching the end of the year now and it's festive season. So there's actually a lot of poems being sent to our program, and it's a present from our practitioners. So this is a poem by one of our class 3 practitioners, and she has written a lot of different poems for us, and she really insists that that it should be on our programs, and so I would just choose at random. So there's a person that I met on Facebook, but I didn't know that he was like a father figure. And with all of your hard work throughout the year, and while you're so far away, you are kind as Buddha, and you open your hearts to everyone. And your kindness is so vast. And for all of this life, you would always be someone who are very close to me. So I'd like to share a little bit about this person who wrote the poem. And so this person has gone through a lot of different issues. And recently she was diagnosed with COVID-19. And so she has to go into quarantine. And thanks to, all of our doctors and nurses as well, after 5 days, her family was able to go back home. And, Mr. Lee, there's so many poems, but because we don't really have time to read them all, so I just choose one. So thank you so much for your love and your support, everyone. And I hope that, we are reaching the end of the year. We'll be able to, I hope that we have helped a lot of people. And in the new year to come, we will try harder, assisting other people with their health, and to share techniques with you guys so that we can have better health to get through really rough conditions. And we hope that everyone's working behind the scene will continue to do so with me. So I hope those people who have been serving, that they would stay and they will continue to do so. And I'm not sure if we will maintain the twice a day transmitting energy to everyone. But we will work something else, and we know that for the global program, there's a lot of people who would also like to be assisted. So I will work with the global live stream, the global program, to assist them as well. And I'm sure we can work something out that will suit everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. And I hope you a warm Christmas with your family and loved ones. Thank you everyone for coming to our live stream today. Thank you. And to Mrs. Doai, hope you have a really amazing festive season. And we hope you good health. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Wish you a Merry Christmas, Mr. Lee. Thank you. And we hope to see you again in 2022. Okay, everyone. So that's it for today's live stream. And I know that everyone has been very busy with preparing for Christmas because it's festive season. But thank you for tuning in. And I will see you in our next live stream together. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.